Morning to all the honorable dignitaries and participants of today's function. Before I seek permission of the chair to declare the function as open, it is my privilege to apprise the honorable dignitaries that that on the valedictory ceremony of the National Conference on E-Initiatives, the High Court of Orissa had pledged to open up 100 paperless courts in the state of Odisha, and today is an important day in the history of Odisha judiciary, as we will be taking the next step forward in the project of paperless courts in the district judiciary. Today, 50 new paperless courts in 23 districts are going to be inaugurated, which includes all the 24 courts in the district court complex at Berhampur. May I now seek permission of Honorable the Chief Justice to declare the function as open?
Yes, please.
Thank you, my lord. The function is declared open. Our own Honorable the Chief Justice, Dr. S. Muralidhar, has been the torchbearer for paperless courts in the Indian judiciary. Due to his lordship's constant guidance and persuasion, 11 honorable judges are operating on paperless mode in the High Court. This initiative has also been extended to the district court, and now 34 courts in all 30 districts are functioning as paperless courts. It's my pleasure to welcome Honorable the Chief Justice, Dr. S. Muralidhar. We welcome you, sir. We are fortunate to have the gracious presence of Honorable Justice Subhasis Talpatra, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and also the Chairman of the AI and IT Committee, who has dedicatedly planned the E-initiatives and has ably led the committee to achieve the vision of the Honorable Chief Justice. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome all the companion honorable judges of this honorable court who are present in person and online and have graced the occasion despite their busy schedule. We heartily welcome their lordships. I also welcome the respected Advocate General, Sri Ashok Pariza, who has been a constant support in all the E-initiatives of the honorable court. We welcome you, sir. I welcome all other dignitaries who have joined us on virtual mode. We welcome the district judges and the judicial officers present online, the CEO, OCAC, officers of the OCAC, and our friends in the media. May I now humbly request Honorable Justice Subhasis Talpatra, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Chairman of the IT and AI Committee to kindly address the audience. My lord, please.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Justice Muralidhar, my esteemed colleagues who are present here and who are participating online, the district judges, judicial officers, the members of the bar, learned Advocate General, the member of the registry, and in particular the Central Project Coordinator of this E-initiative. I welcome you all in this program. This is another important milestone in the journey of our achieving all the courts in the Odisha as paperless and revolutionize the entire process, making the technology available to the persons who need it the most, the poorer sections of the citizenry. Earlier, we had 32 paperless courts. Today, we are going to earlier, we had also 50 paperless courts, and today we are going to add another 50 paperless courts. And I'm happy to just highlight that one of the district complex at Berhampur will have all the courts paperless. So other 26 paperless courts will be spread over the 24 other districts. That we are harnessing the power of the technology to make the distributive justice, and already that has been received and accolades from the various quarters and concerned persons of this country. Even in a judgment of the Supreme Court says the High Court of Orissa is the pioneering in this project. I have nothing more to say, but I will just thinking of referring to a statement made by the Freeman Dyson, who was the professor of Princeton University in the 90s. He was giving the Nijal lecture regarding the technology and social justice. I think today we can go back to his technology, and that was made in the beginning of this century of the 21st millennium. He said technology and social justice, in that technology guided by ethics has the power to help the billion of poor people all over the earth. My purpose is to help push technology in a new direction, away from the toys for the rich and towards the necessities of the poor. The time is ripe for there to happen. There are huge revolutionary forces. 3 revolutionary forces are being harnessed just in time for the new century. 3 revolutionary forces, according to Dyson, is the sun, the genome, and the internet. These 3 are strong enough to reverse some of the worst evils of our time. We believe in this ethical exercise of expansion of the technology. We are very cautious so that there is no digital divide. We are very cautious about the new technology should be accessed by who really need it much. And this is the way we have visualized our programs, and we are seeing the success of it. But we have to work hard more and to advance this mission further. With these few words, I congratulate you all in this occasion, and we also resolve to complete our mission by this year so that Orissa, all the district courts of the Orissa can have the paperless courts. Thank you all.
Thank you, my lord, for such beautiful words. May I now request Honorable the Chief Justice to kindly inaugurate the 50 new paperless courts. Thank you, Your Lordship. May I now request Honorable the Chief Justice, Dr. S. Muralidhar, to kindly deliver his inaugural address.
Good morning, Vande Kalijanani. As Justice Talapatra was pointing out, today we've crossed another milestone in the Orissa judiciary. This was a work in progress, will continue to be a work in progress, having paperless courts in Odisha. We began with the Chief Justice's court becoming paperless almost 2 years ago, after which 10 other courts in the Orissa High Court have become paperless. We had the Chief Justice of India, Justice Lalit, inaugurate the first paperless courts in the districts. Those who are working very well. And today we've kept the promise we made to ourselves at the National Conference on Digitization, which took place in May, that we will have in 2 phases at least 100 paperless courts in the districts. We are well on our way to having the next phase of 50 paperless courts within a month's time. An initiative like this requires several people to work together. I must first and foremost compliment our own IT team in the High Court, led by our CPC, Mr. Satyaprakash Rai, and a whole group of master trainer judges. I'm mentioning them specifically because in all our initiatives, these young judicial officers who are master trainers have been at the forefront, whether it was e-filing training to be imparted to the advocates and advocates clerks, or the use of paperless courts, virtual courts, VWDCs by our own judicial officers. Because these master trainers, judicial officers who are master trainers, who've been literally traveling the length and breadth of Orissa, ensuring that not only are lawyers and law clerks trained, but our judicial officers are trained. So even as preparatory to these paperless courts, we've been continuously imparting training, both in our Judicial Academy headquarters in Cuttack, and now that initiative will be also in the regional academies, training judicial officers to use paperless courts. Second, I would like to compliment the judicial officers themselves. The journey of use of technology in judiciary is an initiative that has come from the side of the judges. It has always been that way. Right from the first action plan that was drawn up by the E-Committee almost 2 decades ago. At every stage, it is the judiciary which has been taking the lead in adapting technology for the functioning of courts. Even in the Delhi High Court, of which I was a judge for more than a decade, the initiative came from the side of the judges. The first paperless court was presided over by Justice Ravindra Bhatt. I was fortunate to preside over the second. But that was possible because of the vision of the E-Committee, of the IT Committee of the Delhi High Court at that particular point in time. Soon we've seen the spread of paperless courts. The COVID-19 pandemic, in a sense, accelerated the whole pace of change with the use of technology. I must also mention here the role of the Judicial Academy itself. The Orissa Judicial Academy has been facilitating all these training programs, including training for paperless courts, use of paperless courts, use of virtual courts. So this is a work in progress. This change was inevitable. It is happening, and it will change the way judicial officers approach their own work. I remember presiding over the first paperless court. I happened to have the arbitration roster in the Delhi High Court. As people are aware, when arbitration awards are challenged, usually the paper books are huge, not less than 3,000-4,000 pages. Every time in a paper mode, if a courtmaster placed before the judge a paper book of 3,000-4,000 pages, psychologically, the judge would feel a bit deterred in saying, okay, this is perhaps a matter that will take a long time. And maybe, my board is so heavy that I won't be able to deal with it. Equally, the lawyers, when they see such a huge paper book, psychologically feel that this is a complicated matter which will take time. I remember very distinctly that whole feeling changed when I was holding a paperless court. It didn't matter if the brief was 20 pages or 200 pages or 3,000 pages. All these files were neatly bookmarked. I could go to the page I wanted to immediately. I was always ahead of the lawyer. The lawyer was still flipping through the pages to reach the page that he wanted to reach, whereas I was already there and I would have started reading the page. It changed the way I functioned as a judge. It made my functioning much easier. I was far more relaxed. It did not matter to me whether the size of the paper book really did not matter. And lawyers were slow to adapt, but those lawyers who adapted to this technology found working with it very easy. This is the same story that one hears later on in the Delhi High Court when all courts had to go paperless during the COVID-19 pandemic. And now in the Supreme Court, many of you who may have watched the Constitution Bench live streaming the hearings would find senior lawyers and even non-senior lawyers easily use the notepads, iPads. They have the liquid text software program. They find it very easy to navigate from one file to the other. They've taught themselves how to use these devices. Therefore, the lawyers have also now come on board. People very often ask me, does it mean that all lawyers will now start using iPads and notebooks, e-notebooks? Maybe not. As Justice Talapatra was pointing out, we're very conscious of this digital divide, that not all lawyers can afford devices. So we leave it to the lawyers to come to it whenever they feel comfortable coming to it. From our side, we will facilitate, as we have done in the High Court here, by giving them free, to begin with, free of charge, soft copies of their own paper books, so that they don't have to again scan the papers. They don't have to again go through the exercise of bookmarking those papers. We can give them a bookmarked soft copy of the file. This would be a great incentive to get at least the younger lawyers who may be comfortable using devices to get on to the e-mode. One way of convincing them is about the reconfiguration of space. You will yourself find as a judicial officer, the more and more you get into it, that when you're dealing with soft copies of files, the need to pull out all those files from the cupboards that are lined in the corridors of your courts will go. That need will completely vanish. The way we organize space within our district courts, within our other outlying stations will change. The way our staff handles papers will change. The way our staff stores papers will change. The the whole architecture, and I really mean it, the whole architecture of the court will undergo a dramatic change. Likewise, lawyers' offices. As lawyers, we've all been at the bar. Our first concern was space to store files, apart from, of course, the books. Now that will change. As you can see, lawyers are increasingly referring to law journals online. They're able to open a device. Many of them you will find citing a judgment from a phone because they've accessed the site of that journal. They're able to get the entire text of the judgment just on the phone. These are the changes we're already seeing right in front of our eyes. And it's a good sign that the judges have gone to it first and the lawyers will follow suit. This is a kind of collaborative exercise where the judges will lead the lawyers to adapt to the change. We've already, in the process of making our courts in the districts paperless, we've already scanned 23,848 records, which amounts to almost 56.77 lakh pages. And this is going to be an ongoing exercise. We have the infrastructure put in place. Apart from the district court digitization centers in the 4 cities of Cuttack, Berhampur, Sambalpur, and Baleshwar, as you will recall, we also have 10 digitization hubs. All these places, the scanning is going on. Apart from the old records getting scanned, current records are going to be scanned. We've drawn up a standard operating procedure where every fresh filing in every one of these courts, for instance, Berhampur today, all courts are going paperless. So a fresh file comes into one of the courts in Berhampur. The standard operating procedure guides the reader of that court to take the papers to the hub to have it scanned. So as and when papers come into the court, they will get scanned. This way we make sure that the use of paper in our courts becomes less and less. The space for storage of these papers grows less and less. As lawyers start adapting more and more to e-filing, you will find the entire functioning of the court in a paperless mode, very comfortable, very user-friendly, and ultimately, it helps the litigant public if it makes the whole court system functioning more efficient. So all these measures is, of course, with one aim that we make access to justice affordable, more efficient, and more effective. I must thank OCAC, the organization who helped us with supplying all the hardware in good time, making sure they meet the required quality standards, and attending to all the maintenance issues of all these devices. Right now, we are concentrating on the headquarters in the districts. The aim is to take this also to the outlying stations. This is also a learning for the lawyers. We will continue with our efforts at using our judges master trainers to further give training to all the lawyers, the law clerks, and the judicial officers. This will be an ongoing process. But I can assure each of the judicial officers who's today going to start using a paperless court, you will have a completely different experience. Within a few weeks, you will find it so easy to conduct your own court proceedings. It will become an experience that you will never regret, and you will not look back. This is a step forward. There's no question of step backwards in this kind of an initiative. And this is the way forward for the entire Odisha judiciary. And as Justice Talapatra was pointing out, we've become one kind of a torchbearer for the entire country. In many of the meetings that we have, including the national conference, all other high courts are watching the Orissa High Court about the new initiatives and what they can do to adapt these initiatives in their respective high courts and the district judiciaries. I must once again thank all of you who've come on board today, the district judiciary. You are, as was pointed out by the Chief Justice of India very recently, you are the foot soldiers, you are the torch bearers, and I'm sure you'll take the Odisha judiciary to newer heights. I want to thank each one of my colleagues, not just in the IT committee or in the Judicial Academy committee, but each one of my colleagues, including the administrative judges, for being on the same page as far as these initiatives is concerned. They've given their full support and their full endorsement for all these initiatives, as are the registries, both in the High Court and in the district courts. I must also add here, we are already on our way to making the registry in the High Court of Orissa paperless. We already have the administrative branches, like for instance, the statistics branch, the pay and accounts branch, the rules branch. They're already paperless today. The Chief Justice's Secretariat is paperless. We want the judicial branches in the Orissa High Court to become paperless, which they will very soon. The district registry, the district judiciary's offices will all become paperless. This is a process that has already started, and you will find these changes quite useful and making the entire system of the judiciary work in a far more efficient manner. So congratulations to everyone today for this very important milestone we have reached. And this is, of course, one more milestone on a long path to progress that we've made for ourselves. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for such beautiful and encouraging words. In fact, Your Lordship, you have been a source of inspiration for all of us. Now, may I request Honorable Dr. Justice Sanjeev Kumar Panigrahi, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and member of the IT and AI Committee, to propose a vote of thanks to the dignitaries. My Lord, please.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable the Chief Justice of Orissa High Court, Dr. S. Muralidhar, my brother and sister judges of Orissa High Court, Chairman and members of IT Committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, officers of OCA, government officials, all the district judges, judicial officers present through virtual mode, the registry officials, the CPC team. I consider it a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have made it convenient to attend the inauguration of the paperless courts. Virtual courts and paperless courts have been the buzzword in the e-initiative, and it is an integral part of the e-initiative in the country. Paperless court is one of the most important aspects of e-initiative, and Orissa has adorned a pride position in this initiative. We have started paperless court from September 11, 2021, and the journey continues, and there are a lot more to be done in the future. In this modern world of technology, the one who does not change with time is blotted out, as the only constant thing in this universe is the change, and we have to adapt the change. During this strenuous time of COVID-19, people started adopting technology, and including the paperless. Now it has become a norm. Our present CJI keeps reiterating one thing, that paperless court not possible without a change in the mindset of the bar and bench. In most recent technology, trend in the courtroom can be summed up in one word, that is paperless. More and more courts are moving to a paperless system. We are leading the way in paperless court. Even the US and many European countries, they are still struggling to have paperless court. Our beloved Chief Justice, Dr. S. Muralidhar, has always confided his confidence in the omnipotence of e-initiatives. His enthusiasm is contagious, and his unfailing support has inspired the committee to be relentless in our efforts and always expand our horizons. I would like to just thank Justice Muralidhar for his sincere dedication and invaluable guidance in the achievement of this endeavor. But true paperless court shall be complete if the bar and bench both adopts the paperless courts. Because this is only paperless bench, not paperless court. We are saying paperless court, that's wrong. Secondly, we have achieved a lot of smiling statistics in different aspects, in different fronts in our High Court, but the best is yet to come. We have to strive for the best. Getting to this stage of the program has involved commitment and collaboration, cooperation and goodwill of numerous people, technicians associated with the High Court of Orissa. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of motivated and dedicated CPC and his associates who worked day and night and did their job exceedingly well. I express my sincere thanks to the other esteemed guests who have taken keen interest in the program and have taken out their busy schedule to attend this event. I must thank the print and electronic media who are covering the event. Thanks for participating. Congratulations to the young officials who are embracing the paperless court, who have led the way in our e-initiatives. May your pride increase. Thank you. Bande Utkalan.
Thank you, my lord. With this, we come to the end of this program, and may I seek permission of the chair to declare the function is closed.
Yes, please.
The function is closed.
7th July this month.